This is Primetime Sports, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, 1019, 100.5, AM 1450, WGNSSports.com, Big G TV, streaming video, and always at the game. The game. It's time for the Primetime Sports Countdown to the Game, sponsored by the law offices of John Day, working hard to help injured people in Rutherford County and Middle Tennessee. Since moving Medical Center Parkway, they've helped thousands get legal help that they've needed when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, go to johndaylegal.com for a free consultation. And remember, there are no fees unless they win your case. Now, let's join the Primetime Sports team for tonight's featured game from WGNS and Big G TV.
Like here in Smyrna. I mean, they just come to play here, especially.
Well, traditionally, too, a lot of times they get off to a slow start, but as the season goes along, they build and build and build.
Right. When we return, it's the Rick's Barbecue County Roundup as the Primetime Sports Countdown to the Game continues, sponsored by the law offices of John Day. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Fairness and consistency, the foundations of Kenneth Barrett's leadership, and will continue to be his sheriff. After nearly 3 decades with the sheriff's office, he understands that unity and morale come from treating everyone equally and holding the department to the highest standards. Kenneth Barrett will ensure every citizen feels respected and protected with honesty from
Rod,
your sheriff that you can depend on.
I'm Kenneth Barrett, running for Rutherford County Sheriff. I appreciate your vote.
Paid for by Kenneth Barrett for Sheriff, Treasurer Jan Stewart.
Big savings are headed your way, Murfreesboro. America's Thrift Stores is opening a new location at 1030 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Get ready for a clean and organized shopping experience where you'll find up to 70% off name brand clothes and so much more. And the best part, thousands of new items hit the floor every single day. It's like walking into a brand new store every time you visit, all thanks to generous local donations.
No, sir.
Thrift.com/Murfreesboro to learn more.
But as always, he's a true professional.
This is Dan with Music World and Drummers.
Are you going to make him do 10 seconds today?
Guitars, keyboards, drums. We have you covered.
Are we doing the bump to break after the break as well? Just clarifying on that text.
No, you can do that. You can try your instrument play the break and put any money on it at all.
Got it.
Cheaper than what you can get online most of the time. At least match the prices at worst. Come see us at Music World and Drummers Den, 2762 South Church Street, right across from the golf course.
Your ride, your stuff. You live with them together. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wamp. It's smart to protect them together to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me help you save by combining your auto and renters.
At State Farm, when home and auto work as a team, you score
10 seconds.
I'm State Farm Agent Alex Williams. Give me a call at 615-898-1150. And let's work together to win big by saving money on home and auto.
I'm State Farm Agent Ron Reeves. You're listening to Prep Football.
Countdown to the Game, sponsored by the law offices of John Day, continues. It's time for the Rick's Barbecue County Roundup. At Rick's Barbecue, you'll find fresh, never frozen meats, slow smoked the traditional way over real hickory wood in custom-built pits for unbeatable flavor. From tender pork and juicy chicken to mouth-watering beef, every bite is crafted with care. Don't miss their other crowd pleasers like slaw dogs and loaded baked potatoes. From pit to the plate, Rick's Barbecue is ready to satisfy your whole crew on Warrior Drive, just off South Church Street. All right, we've got a host of games tonight to talk about. Rod, we are in the midst of heated region play,
Yes, and this is the third round for most of the teams.
Oakland 4-0, 2-0 in 3-6A will be at Siegel tonight. Another surprise team, 3-1, 2-0 in district, and it's their best start since a 13-1 season in 2012. What do you expect out of this game tonight?
Siegel's going to, I think, start out playing pretty tough defensively. That's been their forte, but the speed and just the different teams, the kickoff team, the receiving team, the punt block team, or the field goal block team seems to always come up with a big play. So Oakland's going to be hard to handle what time the game is over.
Travion Jackson for Oakland's recorded 4 sacks over the past 3 games. That's pretty impressive. And it's going to be, they're going to have their work cut out for them tonight, in other words.
Yes, they will.
Riverdale 2-2, 1-1 in 3-6A at Stewarts Creek, 2-2, 0-2. They struggled against Rockvale last week. Riverdale seeks to stay in the upper half of the region standings after a 44-7 win over Laverne. Gavin Hampton had 5 touchdown passes. I think their offense is starting to click a little bit now. I think they've gotten kind of the cobwebs out and new players everywhere, so it's going to be a tough battle for Stewarts Creek.
It is. I think because Riverdale, I think they played a really good game against Blackman. I mean, it came down to the last play of the game, and so but Blackman pulled it out. Last week, that kind of game is good for you, especially if you got a lot of new players, to get your timing in and all, and everything seemed to be working. The passing game was really working well, and that's going to make it tough for Stewarts Creek to stop.
Corbin Reynolds had receiving yards of 200 yards the other night. That's pretty impressive as well.
Like the quarterback and Corbin Reynolds, they're both were at other schools last year. It's taken a while to get used to each other, but it seems like that's starting to happen now.
Laverne 0-4, 0-2 in the region. Going to be traveling to Blackman. It doesn't get any easier for the Wolverines. Blackman's 4-0 and 2-0 in the region.
Yeah, I mean the games they're playing, they're just playing somebody tougher each time they play. And Blackman, I think, to me, the game that they played last week against Nolensville, how they totally dominated, I think the victory over Riverdale is really giving them confidence. And they're going to be hard to slow down.
Blackman's 6th ranked, but, I don't think we give Blackman's defense as much credit as we should because they've been solid all year.
And they were solid last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, last year they had the best line play, offense and defense on both sides of the ball. They just didn't have the skill people that, say, Oakland had. But, they still have that. As long as you have that, there's always hope because most of the games are won in the trenches.
Riverdale, Eagleville, 2-2. They've got homecoming this week, and they're hosting Cornersville, 3-1.
Okay, that's going to be a big game. Now, is that a region game for them, or?
I think so, but don't quote me on that.
It's been changing all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with them. It's going to be a test, but it's good to be at home, and I think they really played up last week against a bigger school, Cascade. It was a solid program, and they gave Cascade all they wanted, so I think they should be ready for Cornersville. They're really getting a good combination running game. They have 2 backs that are having almost over 100 yards each in the game.
Cornersville started off 3-0, but fell 52-15 to Fayetteville last week. Jonathan Jordan ran for 179 yards on 17 carries for Eagleville, so expect I don't think they'll have a problem with Cornersville. Hopefully they won't. All right, so we're going to take a break here on the countdown to the game. The Rick's Barbecue Roundup continues when we return. You're listening to the Primetime Sports Countdown to the game, sponsored by the law offices of John Day. We'll be back after this 2-minute break.
If someone asked, what's your name, would you be surprised?
What I'd like to do is get us done by the national anthem and then come back and then we can do players to watch. Brian, because I'm like saying, Brian, come on in. I'd rather do away with
lenders and leaders. More answers.
Well, it'd be good to do it,
but I don't know that
at the.
What's your name?
I don't know that he liked that idea. He didn't say anything.
Member FDIC.
This is a paid legal ad.
I'm Attorney John Day. One of our clients was operating a farm tractor when he was rear-ended by a tractor trailer. In an instant, his life was changed forever. We helped him receive a settlement that has given him financial security for the rest of his life. Now, each case is different, and we can't promise this type of result for every case. But we can promise that when you hire the law offices of John Day, we'll work hard to help you. If you think we can help, call me, John Day.
Since 1966, Fans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. For friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products, Fans Heating and Air will do it all. Fans specializes in new homes, custom homes, or existing buildings. Give Fans Heating and Air a call today, 615-893-7930. Good luck to all of our schools and student athletes from Fans Heating and Air.
WGNS Radio and Big G TV cover prep sports like no one else. Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, and the Primetime Sports team bring you the sights and sounds of every game on State Farm Prep Sports, where local teams and big moments come to life. Hear every game on FM 1019, 100.5, AM 1450, and
Last10.com,
or watch on YouTube, Facebook, and more. WGNS and Big G TV, your front front row seat to Rutherford County Prep Sports.
I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, former running back at Elk Point High School, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Welcome back to the countdown to the game.
Hey, Rutherford County sports fans, from auto, home, Ritters, business insurance, and more, trust your local State Farm agents. Celeste Middleton, Rod Reeves, Emerson Williams, Alex Williams, Dana Womack, and Andy Womack. This powerful team lives here, works here, and are your neighbors. They're ready to help you manage everyday risk, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. Contact Celeste, Ron, Emerson, Alex, Dana, or Andy for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is a big game for them to really get some prestige for their program.
Yeah, they lost to DCA 28-7. Porter Dedman had 72 yards and a touchdown in a loss. Listen to the opponents that Notre Dame has played, okay? Ray County, CAK, Boyd Buchanan.
Right.
Those are really high-powered.
For those out there, Boyd Buchanan, that is Gary Rankin's team.
Yep. That's some high cotton. That's what I'm going to say.
Right.
Concord Christian 2-2 is at MTCS 2-1 and 1-0. Concord Christians in its first TSSAA season has scored 101 points in wins over Mount Juliet Christian and Palm Beach Christian Prep, averaging 42 points a game since a 24-7 loss to CAK in Week 1. Not to be taken lightly by MTCS here.
No, it isn't. I mean, when you start out your first year and you have those kind of wins and score that much, I mean, offense is harder to get really flowing and get timing going. So it'll be a test, but they need to play hard. But Middle Tennessee Christian should, I think last week should have really built up their program for the rest of the year.
Shai Murphy and Ali Bangura combined for 253 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. They do that tonight,
right,
they won't have any problem. All right, there you have it, our countdown to Rick Barbecue County Roundup, that is. When we come back, we'll check the forecast and get you ready for tonight's game as the Primetime Sports Countdown to the Game continues, sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, from oil changes to major engine and transmission.
Yes, sir.
Got the cure for your car. Let's hear from customers of Dr. Automotive.
He does a good job. He lets you know what's going on and doing it at a good price.
Danny does a lot in our community, so he's very involved and invested.
I wanted to bring awareness to the opioid epidemic that's impacting our county. To stop providing this epidemic with people as we educate. We have a lot to do.
Oh, this is Amanda from Animal City. We're at 919 North.
Day. Currently 85 degrees and partly cloudy. Let's check on the Fans Heating and Air football forecast from the Rutherford Weather Center.
Thanks, John. It looks like a great night for football with temperatures in the mid-80s at kickoff. The dew point not particularly high, so not a lot of humidity to deal with, and the winds should be rather light as well, out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures dropping down into the upper 70s by halftime and the low 70s by the end of the game. That's your forecast, brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, your heating and air experts since 1966, delivering the finest HVAC products and services at affordable prices. From the Rutherford Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ray Miller.
Time now for the keys to the game. Brought to you by Rayburn Insurance agent Rick Hall. Auto, home, business, and life insurance with a trusted agent, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance.
All right, it's time to take a look at this game tonight. Rockvale and Smyrna. Rockvale, under first-year coach James Counts, aims to start 3-0 in region play for the first time in program history after securing 2 consecutive region wins. Wide receiver R.C. Chia excelled in a 31-10 victory over Stewarts Creek, catching 5 passes for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Smyrna's defense limited Siegel to 13 points but fell 13-10. Quarterback Zeke Key went 19 of 25 for 180 yards and a touchdown, adding 14 rushing yards, while Jerry Martin recorded 2 sacks. Rod, your take at this game tonight. I think it's going to be extremely close. I think Smyrna's defense is going to create some problems for Rockvale. I think that little tandem we talked about, Hamby and Chia, might give Smyrna some problems.
Right. The big thing, I think both teams got tough defenses. So who can really get the passing game and a running game mixture? Now you're going to need one to help the other when you're playing a tough defense. And again, back to mistakes. You can't have missed field goals, or when the opportunities comes, who takes the opportunity when they're given it?
You know, James Counts, he's kind of a no-nonsense kind of guy. After talking to him for 3 or 4 weeks, what does his presence mean to him in terms of, he's trying to establish the running game, first of all, I think, more so than the passing game. Although, if you looked at it the other night,
right,
it looked like it was all passing, but it really wasn't. They couldn't run the football.
Right.
They're going to need to do that tonight.
Yes, that's going to be important because you got to be more than one-dimensional against a defense like Smyrna has. And what he has brought, though, is some toughness. I think it was the hardest hitting we've seen Rockvale in the last several years. Both defense, offense. You know, we got 2 of the best defensive linemen in our county, and that is Martin Boy from Smyrna and then the Moon Boy from Rockvale.
And then you look at the other side, Matt Williams. There's nothing. It's got toughness written all over him. I mean, you know, I'm scared of him, actually. But they do such a good job of having his team prepared. They may not be able to execute every game, but it's not because of not being prepared, for sure.
Right. And not only that, it's very physical. And I think both coaches are quite similar in the style of play that they really want to have day after day after day. You know, you want the big plays, the beautiful pass and all that. They're going to get it, but they basically want you to be fundamentally in your position. No penalties, that are not effort penalties, and just really playing tough the whole game long.
You know, I kind of think of Smyrna as the garbage pail, you know, or the lunch pail, take it to work kind of thing.
Right.
And you get your job done and do what you're supposed to do, and you shouldn't have any problem at all, right?
Kind of like our iron workers and those type of, you know, work hard every day, and like you said, take their lunch pail. So let's go.
That's all for the Primetime Sports Countdown to the game, sponsored by the Law Offices of John Day. Kickoff is next here on WGNS. This will be at least 3.
Murfreesboro's favorite pizza is now hiring at all 3 local locations. That's right. We want you to join the Sir Pizza team. Stop in at our East Main, Veterans Parkway, or Memorial Boulevard locations and let us know how you'd like to join the Sir Pizza family. Also,
hey, Rutherford County sports fans, from auto, home, Ritters, business insurance, and more, trust your local State Farm agents. Celeste Middleton, Ron Reeves, Emerson Williams, Alex Williams, Dana Womack, and Andy Womack. This powerful team lives here, works here, and are your neighbors. They're ready to help you manage everyday risk, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. Contact Celeste, Ron, Emerson, Alex, Dana, or Andy for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
morning, everybody, and welcome to Smyrna High School, Robert L. Rakes Stadium, and SRM Field. It's Brian Barrett, John Dinkins, Rod Edwards here with you as we bring you tonight's feature presentation on State Farm Prep Sports. So glad you're with us. Turned out to be a very, very nice night for high school football. I know it's mid-80s, but the temperature and the dew point, more comfortable dew point, really helps out with all of that. So got a nice night for some high school football. Want to talk to you about a new feature that we've got in the pregame and postgame, and that is your SRM Concrete Solid Performer. A player who's delivered steady effort, made key contributions, and gave their team the strength they needed to compete. And from these two teams from Smyrna, last week it was Zeke Key, who went 19 of 25 for 180 yards passing and a touchdown, rushing touchdown for 14 yards as well. So a great night for him, and in fact, those are his season stats that I just gave you as well. And for the Rockvale Rockets, R.C. Chia last week, 5 receptions, over 100 yards, 2 TDs, 1 of 43 yards on the first play of the game for them on offense, and then a 22-yarder as well. So that's why these two have earned the SRM Concrete Solid Performer honors. Reliable, consistent, and part of the foundation of success. Just like SRM Concrete, solid, steady, and always showing up for Rutherford County. Time for starting lineups, or like we like to call it, our players to watch.
Time now for your players to watch. Brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Winners Trophies, and JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates.
Well, we start with the homestanding Smyrna Bulldogs. We talked to you about Zeke Key. Key came in last week in the junior playing in his first game. Gave you his stats, 70% completion rate.
Hey, Rutherford County sports fans, from auto, home, Ritters, business insurance, and more, trust your local State Farm agents. Celeste Middleton, Rod Reeves, Emerson Williams, Alex Williams, Dana Womack, and Andy Womack. This powerful team lives here, works here, and are your neighbors. They're ready to help you manage everyday risks, recover from the unexpected, and realize your dreams. Contact Celeste, Ron, Emerson, Alex, Dana, or Andy for all of your insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
4 of 7 on field goals this year, but last week against the Siegel Stars missed a couple, which could have made a difference in that game, but it was a tight game nonetheless. We were at Rockvale last week, got to see Jonathan Hamby, had a great game on the season, 39 of 70, 558 yards passing, 7 TDs, and 4 interceptions. He's rushed for 149 yards as well. In the backfield, Alton Reynolds, and he has been carrying the bulk of the load, 69 carries, 305 yards, and 3 TDs. As the coin toss has just taken place, Smyrna won the coin toss, and they deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off here to Rockvale in a moment. Malachi Hemphill, you'll also see him get some carries, and the leading receiver with 17 catches, 303 yards on the season, and 2 TDs, both which came last week. R.C. Chia, Art Lewis, Kavion Reedy, Dallas Paldo, Judson Bingham, and your kicker is Isaac Troutman. R.C. Chia does the punting along with Rodriguez. And that's a look at especially offense here. John, you might want to point out a few players to watch on the defensive side.
Yeah, we've got Valentine on defense for Smyrna. The linebacker, another linebacker, Staples. Martin is the nose tackle. Bartley and Yeager up front. Linebackers Sanders and Hines, and in the backfield is Weathers, Morgan, German, and Hill. For Rockvale, defensively, they'll throw out there Blamiris, Boone, Abrigadiola, Paldo, Gorey, and Sledge. The secondary, Amatitovi, I hope I said that right, Chandler, George, Asangwe, and Bernard. And let me mention the offensive line while I have a second for Rockvale. Amdula is the left tackle. The left guard is Duncan. The center is Merritt. The right guard is Fiorito. McLean is the right tackle. And the Y is C. Nichols. And let me go with the Smyrna line as well. The left tackle is Richardson, Rebel, McKnight, Basong, and Martin for Smyrna. And that's a look at all the, supporting staff or the supporting players that go with them, Brian.
Jerry Martin, the third for Smyrna, the leading tackler with 28 on the season, including 3 sacks. Noah Yeager, blocked field goal, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, a sack, 18 tackles. For Rockvale, Melvin Boone leads the way with 17.5 tackles and 3.5 sacks. And Caden Sledge with 9.5 tackles. So we're about ready to get this one underway as the Bulldogs will be kicking off from left to right as we see it.
Big game for Rockvale, trying to stay undefeated in the region, and a big game for Smyrna as well. This is an important one for both teams.
Toe meets leather, and we are underway as the ball is taken at the 14-yard line. Nice return to the 25, to the 29-yard line, and that is Arden Lewis who returns that, and that brings us to our J. Mullins Jewelry time of the game, and it's 6:59:38, so almost on the nose. Family owned since 1938 and treating clients like family at Mullins Jewelry. West Northfield Boulevard, delivering personalized service, custom designs, expert jewelry repair, and a stunning selection including engagement rings and gemstones at J. Mullins Jewelry and Gifts, 352 West Northfield Boulevard in Murfreesboro.
German with a big tackle on that kickoff return for Smyrna.
And already we've got a clock issue here, so we'll deal with that here for a second. They're looking at the scoreboard. By the way, this is a stunning facility. There have been so many improvements made here at Smyrna. Not only the new field house and weight room and all, but and the new turf, but now added to SRM Field is a beautiful video board and scoreboard. And this place is sparkling like a new gemstone. They've reset the game clock, and we're ready for the first play of this game. The Rockvale Rockets in the traveling white uniforms with royal blue numbers. The Rockvale R on the white helmets in blue. Smyrna in the black uniforms with the yellow striping, purple numbers, yellow hats with the Smyrna S on the side. And Hamby is back to pass in the pocket, now flushed out. Going to sling it there to the right side, and the completion is made, and I think that was Nichols. Yes, it was Big Nichols, the tight end, and picks up 8 yards on really, John, what looked like almost a busted play.
I think it was, and Hamby really demonstrated a strong arm. That is a scary pass rolling out to your right, and you're throwing it. You're looking at a pick six if you don't get it there in time, and he flat did.
So it's sack it down, and with the 8-yard pickup, just 2 yards to get here. 3 wide, near side ball from the right hash. It's going to be a run up the middle and nothing there. And I think the tailback was Reynolds, and it was. The senior Anton Reynolds is going to get most of the carries.
Rockvale is going to have to do a better job of running the football tonight than they did last week. In all honesty, they didn't run the football very well. Their defense was even better than that, but they need to get the ground.
Jager on the takedown there for the Bulldogs. So it is 3rd down. They lost a yard, actually. It's going to be an end around, and coming on the jet sweep is Arden Lewis, but Lewis is going to be stopped short, only gets a yard of the 3 needed, so it's going to bring up a 4th down here.
Well, Smyrna did what they needed to do, forcing Rockvale to punt here on the first series.
Good line play there by the Smyrna defense. Really just did not give him any room to go, and it was Zarian Butler leading the way there. 13 tackles, 3 sacks on the season for him. And here is the RC Chiha punt. It's going to take a bounce at about the 37 and go out of bounds, so we'll see. It'll be right around there where the Bulldogs will have the ball first on offense. John last year, and they really had high hopes for him, but as a junior, maybe last week was his breakout game.
Yeah, he can run with the football, and he's got a good arm, and I think they saw some things in last week that may keep him here for a while.
They're going to send 2 to the right, hashes and numbers, ball from the left hash. Going to set up an extra tight here on the near side. And incomplete. That was A.J. Jackson, who has started at quarterback in 3 games, making that pass.
Well, very underthrown. I mean, there was no chance there. Trying to throw it on the run, on the right, and just didn't have enough on it.
There are some kids, John, that has to be one of the hardest